Okay, so for day 6, we're going to do an OnShape where we're doing active units, fillet, and chamfer. So you're going to use this image that is attached to your assignment as a workspace or to kind of guide you in what you're doing. So we have the top, front, and then what it's going to kind of look like. So we're going to go to our OnShape. We're going to create day 6. So when I look at my picture, I know I need to start from my top, so that's where I'm going to begin because it's my circle is going to be there. It's kind of standing up. So when I go to my OnShape, I'm going to come down to my top plane. I'm going to hide my front and my right planes because I don't need those right now. And then I'm going to choose a sketch. One of the things before we actually start sketching is all my dimensions are in millimeters. So I need to go change that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this document menu up here. Ooh, wrong thing, document menu. And I'm going to click on workspace units. And then my default length is inch right now. I'm going to change that to millimeter. All right, so then I can hit a check mark and then it will do that for me. So I'm going to keep editing. I accidentally got out of that. So I'm going to click Control, click, get back into edit. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a circle from my origin. So I'm going to click on the circle and I'm going to drag out. I'm going to go back to my picture to see, okay, my circle needs to be 40 millimeters. That's what's showing me in that circle right there. So I'm going to use my dimension tool, which will be up here. I'm going to click on my circle and I'm going to make that 40. Okay, so that is my first step. Going to hit check mark for sketch 1. So now looking at my picture, I know I need to extrude this up. On the front side, it's extruded up. My circle is extruded 30 millimeters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually click on the sketch face and I'm going to sketch again. Or excuse me, not sketch again. I'm going to extrude that first. Duh. So click on my extrude, click on the circle. And then my depth, if I come back to my picture, says 30 millimeters. So I'm going to change that to 30. So when I come look at my front view, oh, oops. I can see that this has been extruded 30 millimeters. So I'm going to hit check mark. Okay, now I'm going to come back to my top view. Nope, wrong way. And I'm going to actually click on that extrude top right there and click on sketch because I want to draw my square. I have a square right there that's at the origin, so that's what that little dot represents, and I'm going to draw a 10 by 10 square. So I'm going to choose my center point rectangle, and I'm going to click at the origin and then draw out. And then I can choose my dimension tool. And I can type that in as 10. My other one also as 10. And then I can check mark that. Perfect. Okay, so next step, I'll need to extrude the square because if you look at this, the square comes up and so it goes up 15 millimeters. It tells me right there. So I'm going to come to and click on my square and I'm going to click extrude and I'm going to choose 15 millimeters. check mark. And so if I come to look at that on my front view, I can see that I now have a square that has come up. Okay, so when I go to look at my shape right here, you can notice it kind of fillets right there and right here. So I need to fillet those 4 sides with a radius of 5. So I'm going to kind of change my view a little bit so I can see where my square, my rectangular prism, and my cylinder meet. So I'm going to choose my fillet tool, which is right here. And remember, we can either choose the whole face and it'll do all the sides, or I can choose just a side. So I'm going to pick that side. Then I'm going to turn my shape. I'm going to pick this side. Keep turning. Pick this side. And then pick this last side. Okay, so now we're going to come back to so now you can kind of see how it's fillet around. Now it does tell me right here that I want my radius to be 5. So if I come and look here, my radius, it is already listed at 5, so I don't need to change anything for that. So I am going to click check mark, and I have the top part done. So now what I need to do is, if I notice at this bottom, I kind of have this edge that goes in a little bit, so I need to do the chamfer for that. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but we'll pretend. Okay, so I'm gonna come down and look at my bottom, and I'm gonna click on the bottom. So this is where I want to chamfer, and so I'm gonna click on that. And what I need to do is, right now it's giving me a distance, but when I look at this, I need a 30 degrees and a 5 centimeters. So automatically it's going to give me a 45-degree angle. So let me kind of turn this so you guys can see what happens when I change my angle. So we're going to change this and click on distance and an angle. So it's already at 5 millimeters, which is what I want, but I want my degree to be 30. So when I do that, it kind of pushes the bottom out. Let me zoom in so you guys can watch that again. So it was originally at 45. And then when I change it to 30, it makes it bigger. All right, so I do check mark for that. I can hide my planes, go to isometric, and I have made my little tool. It looks exactly like the picture, so I know I've done it correctly. Take a screenshot and turn it in. All right, guys, hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Come to office hours. See ya.